Hello, my name is Jacob Adams. I'm a fitness and leadership coach. I'm also the creator of the concept known as Common Sense Self-Mastery. Have you ever looked at the media, the world, the popular opinion today, and seen so much discussion over racism, oppression, minority groups feeling like they're left out of certain things? I know that I constantly see the struggle of minorities or African Americans, et cetera, being touted on the media, sometimes even riots inciting. If we look back at 2015 or so. In any case, while we see these things, I wanted to take a moment to actually talk about what I see as a oppression right in front of our face that we have to deal with on a daily basis. And that is the oppression and segregation of good nutrition and education and availability for an everyday person. See, as a fitness and leadership coach, I know the essential impact good nutrition has. Something as simple as an apple a day is not the common norm for every single body. And the truth of the matter is that sometimes these foods are either unavailable, too highly priced, or we are being brought up in a world where young people are going towards sugar-laden cereal or McDonald's or things that are more consistently available at a low cost with something like a free toy, et cetera, all in the name of profit. So if you ask me what the real oppression is of the average American in the world today, the North American, I don't know how it is in other parts of the country, but in North America, here in the United States of America, our primary oppression I see is the lack of education for good nutrition or the high price of good nutrients. Specifically, getting into something as simple as fiber intake. For women, about 30 grams a day. For males, 30 to 40 grams a day. Omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for reducing inflammation, overall health, brain function, cellular regeneration, and also probiotics or good bacteria. Not to mention, of course, healthy vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, and we know things like this as far as good vegetables, fruits, and as well as high quality proteins is something as not debatable like salmon or eggs. Well, I say that for vegetarians, not debatable, even that can find some debate. So today my goal is to establish what I feel is the real oppression in American society and how it all plays out into a long-term oppression in daily living. Well, the thing is that, you see, my father, when I was a kid, I grew up seeing my dad pretty much eat a lot of bread. And at the time as a kid, my mom would tell him, don't eat all that loaf of bread, et cetera, trying to care for him. And I don't think he knew the impact it had on his physique. My father currently has type 2 diabetes, and unfortunately, my father's relationship with my mom ended in divorce. And as so many of you watching, whose relationship has ended in divorce. In any case, I look back at that moment, and as for me, for my teenage mind, I thought that the divorce and the issues in his finances and their finances were very much attributed to obesity being a sort of a symptom of underlying issue, like not caring for oneself for the other partner. If you're in a relationship and you start gaining weight and being overweight, and your partner got with you in a lower weight, we as society like to say something like, you should love someone as they are, don't judge them, et cetera. I think that's easier said than done. And I just rather cut to the chase here. I believe that as a teenager, I believe that my father's obesity played a role in the lack of harmony in the relationship, or the lack of whatever that was. And I still see that and I've grown to be training people for 20 years, and I still see that as a problem in relationships. I still see that it impacts the chemistry and the overall harmony in relationships. And I think that if someone watches this, I think we have a knee-jerk reaction in this country to be so politically correct. But I'm not saying something that is, what's the word? I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm trying to just be very honest and sincere. And so I saw that play a big part in their relationship. So I myself took it upon myself 20 some years ago to really hunker down and start developing good eating habits. I've been working on my diet then for 20 years or so, okay? And well, I became a trainer, started selling supplements back in 2001. I've done thousands of spinning classes, taught thousands of hours for clientele, then taught thousands of hours in my own body, put thousands of hours, sometimes, getting to the gym at 12 in the morning, 1 in the morning just to get it done. Because of what I saw was such an important role in my existence and to achieve the goals and metrics that I wanted to. At the end of the day, if you're watching this video, I'm looking right in your eyes, and the truth of the matter is that you want to be loved, and maybe, let's just say, the rare sociopath that stumbled upon this video, okay, whatever, not you, okay, but if you're watching this video, the chances are high that you want to be loved, and you want to love, and you want to maximize your life. And I'm really speaking to that person that wants to just cut the shit and just face the facts, and this is what you want, right? And so today's conversation is just to sort of bring to light what I feel are the real metrics of oppression, not necessarily what we believe is just our skin color, etc. Not to say that those things don't invite some sort of knee-jerk reaction and racism to maybe yourself or myself, okay? I was talking to somebody that believed that there was racism the other day, and I said, I happen to like some Australian women, but I'm not Australian enough for them, right? And isn't that racism on some level? Just because we don't like to admit it, that everybody experiences racism on some level. I've experienced racism on some level. At the same time, what I feel, if you really cut to the chase, what I'm going into here as far as fiber, probiotics, and omega-3s, as sort of the foundation of good nutrition, and then proteins, carbohydrates, and vegetables, et cetera, water intake, supplementation being the other aspect that allows a person to flourish. See, the thing is this. So here's the thing. In all my years of training, my current running conclusion is this, that if it's taken from you, the education as to what to eat, no one really has to oppress you or be racist towards you. They've already oppressed you without you knowing. So if they put you in an environment where you feel and you believe that you have to eat dollar menu food and pizza and stuff that is low in fiber, low in omega-3s, things that are not going to maximize your energy, that are going to get you overweight. Well, if you're a person that wants to maximize your life, you're already being oppressed from the inside out. See, marketing is doing that to you on some level, and you could dance around it, beat around the bush, say this in many ways that are more politically correct, but why? The whole world around you is giving you that bullshit, and I don't believe somebody turns into a channel like this with the title of the video that I've created for this to listen to bullshit. And you wouldn't be 8 or 9 minutes into a video if you wanted bullshit. If you've watched this much already, again, I'm letting you know that what I've seen is that in modern society, it's the racism or the oppression isn't necessarily only a attack based on external looks. It's as simple as if people can just manipulate you into eating food that is not good for you, no matter what they say to your face, on the long term, whether it's a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, a slow trickling of your energy, a slow dwindling of your health, people getting cancer, et cetera, people being overweight, getting diabetes, having low energy, not feeling sexy, not feeling confident. You could be dead when you're in your 30s, and live for another 30, 40 years, right? So that's what I'm getting at. That to me, I've seen that as a real oppression because it's legal. There's people profiting off that strategy. You know, there's corporations like McDonald's, who was really a real estate company and selling burgers and stuff. Well, you know, they are a real estate company and they're selling burgers and stuff, and they're basically saying, okay, well, you know, these people are buying it and it's partly our fault, but it's also, if you don't really know what to eat and you feel that's your only option and you're hungry, well, I mean, you know, is it really illegal? So it is a legal form of oppression. And so for me, my solution was to work out, as I've told you, for 20 years, spinning, yoga, bodybuilding, CrossFit, you know, cycling, the works. And I also work with my diet. You see, some of you watching this video are going to be vegans. Some of you watching this video hate fish. Some of you watching this video love only beef or love only chicken. And so what I've seen in 20 years of training is that everybody has their own nutrition practice, and your nutrition is as sacred, and it's also as personal as your own suit, your own thumbprint. You know, today I've had a salad, okay, and some supplementation. That's all I've had today. Really good, healthy, hearty salad. Tonight I'll have some lamb and maybe a little rice, maybe a little burrito, a lamb burrito, okay? That's me. See, and I'll make sure to have some fiber, which will bring me to, I have this fiber here now. I do sell the solution, or some of the solution, to what it is that I'm talking about. But I would hate for you to see that as like, okay, well, that's why he sells it, when in reality, I hope that you see really there's so much integrity behind what I believe and what I do. It's not like I believe this, but I'm out selling burgers. That would be a contradiction to what I really believe. There's nothing wrong with burgers as a whole. I'm only saying, like, if I believed this, but was out promoting, you know, sweet candies or something like that as the primary source of food, then there would be a contradiction to what I believed and what I did. In the contrary, I believe fully in these products and I sell them. And I believe, and you're seeing now the belief that goes beyond just, oh, well, you know, it's good for you to take these products. Like, you know, there's a very, very big, deep intrinsic belief as to how I see what I do impacts the origin of the society and its oppressions and the lack of education and stuff like this. So, you know, here's one product here. It's fiber. Again, men should have 30 to 40 grams on the minimum a day. You know, to be honest, that's pretty challenging, but it can be done. And, you know, I'll probably get 30 or so today. You know, 30, maybe 40. So, I also really recommend omega-3s. I speak so highly of omega-3s. And I really believe it's helped me out I've been taking omega-3s consistently since 2012. Okay, about now, you know, 3 grams or so of DHA, EHA a day. You know, has there been times where I only get 2 grams or 1 gram? Yeah, there has. But majority of the time, I'm really gonna hit a good, solid metric in my DHA, EHA content in the omega-3s, okay? Again, so then at the beginning, for those of you watching that are getting confused, again, there's fiber, omega-3s, and in omega-3s, there's these molecules called DHA, EHA, whatever they are. They're really complex names. They're short for complex names, but they're in the omega-3s. They're very essential to reduce inflammation, and in athletes, inflammation is so key to reduce. I mean, I've said this so many times that I feel like people probably go crazy about omega-3s, but that's just how important they are. And then probiotics, which are these right here. One of the things that we do in with our 2040 challenge is we establish a higher fiber content in the belly. We establish healthy bacteria. We establish omega-3s. And so if you do nothing else, you know, if you kept eating crappy food but you added these things, you're probably gonna eat less of that crappy food, like these dollar menu meals or stuff like that. Again, it's better to eat that than no food at all, of course. There's not a knock on that. But at the same time, with a little education, you can make better decisions like adding more fiber. Like if you do nothing else, start with the fiber. start adding fiber. You don't have to get this brand name stuff that I sell. I mean, it is 100% money back guarantee. I'll tell you about that in a bit. And it is top quality. But if you can only go get some Mucilex or something at Walmart right now, go get it. I'm just saying that, or start eating an apple a day, but get the fiber in. If you do nothing else, get the fiber in. And I've worked with so after all these years, right, of training, I have found that I look good, I feel good, I feel confident. I'm not going to tell you I'm some model or something like, oh, look at me, I should belong on your cover of your magazines. I'm not trying to tell you that. What I am saying is that when I look in the mirror, I do find that I'm proud. I'm proud of myself. I like my energy sometimes, oftentimes. Do I sometimes have energy slumps? Sure. Like I said, I'm not trying to tell you like, oh, I'm so perfect. I'm not trying to tell you that. But I am being very, very clear here as to what you can do. Increase your fiber intake. Omega-3 would be your next one, omega-3s. Now, I will tell you, like my friend Barry realized, it is the quality of your omega-3s does matter. He said that he got from HEB or so, and he has LASIK, and they don't hydrate his eyes enough. Ours do. Probiotics establish healthy bacteria in the gut. You may think you feed yourself, but in fact, you feed the bacteria in your gut. It feeds you. So, how many people do establish this? I made this video to help reach more people. In the past, we thought that the dollar menu was a good deal, et cetera, et cetera. We're realizing that, it's a form of oppression now. So I'd love to, my number is 512-994-7328. I'd love to hear from you. Any questions? If you want to order the products, they're 100% money back guarantee, the fiber, the omega, and the probiotic. It'll definitely help you out. Again, 100% money back guarantee on all products, and I'll make sure to get these to you. I think it's easy to listen to a guy like me and think, oh, well, I'll get to it, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, what else are you doing with your finances if not looking out for your health, which is, without it, it's the maximum way of oppression, right? If someone could help manipulate you to taking your health, then you really have nothing. So please don't ignore this message. Love to hear your comments, responses. Order anytime you want. If you mentioned that you saw me on here, I'll find a way to give you, 20% off. If you mentioned that you saw this video on YouTube, 20% off right off the bat. Okay, this is Jacob Adams signing off. I'm out of time, which is why I gotta go. Remember that oppression comes in many forms, and it's often the forms that we never really expected. Peace.